Assalamu alaikum students. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is your English language teacher Sharmin Rahman from Campus 1 Standard 6. So in the previous lecture we started the chapter 3 adjectives. Today we are going to learn the same thing but not with the definition. We already have done the types of adjective. Today in this video we are going to learn about the degrees of adjective. So let's begin. As a part of speech, adjectives are words that describe or modify a person, place, or thing, which is called noun, right, in a sentence. Along with being descriptive, adjectives can also express degrees of modification or comparison, as in the following example. Here is the example. Read this aloud. The Sears Tower is a tall building, but the Empire State Building is taller, and the Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. So as you can see in this sentence, I have given the comparison in this way. By looking at this, you can easily you can easily identify the tall word is our adjective, which is used in different types like tall, taller, and tallest. So in the next slide, we are going to see the degrees of comparison about these adjectives. So adjectives change in forms when they show comparison. And according to that comparison, we can make it in three types, and they are positive, comparative, and superlative. These degrees of adjectives are used when we need to compare things. Positive, used to describe, not to compare. So this one, which is positive, is the base adjective. Comparative is used to compare two things. That means comparative is going to compare between two nouns. And the last, superlative, is used to compare more than two things. Superlative degree when it is used to compare more than two nouns or pronouns. Now, individually, we're going to learn these degrees. At first, positive degree. The positive degree is the normal adjective form, the one you probably think of when you think of an adjective. So whenever you are giving an example of an adjective, you are going to give the positive degree, right? You use this form when you're describing one thing or a group of things. For example, Jessica's backpack is really heavy. Alright, in this sentence, a heavy word is our adjective, which is in positive degree format. If you see the comparative degree, compare means comparing between two things. So comparative degree is used to compare two people, place, or things. The word than, I will pronounce it THAN, than, typically follows the comparative format. For example, Suzanne's backpack is heavier than Pedro's backpack. In this sentence, heavier word is our comparative format of heavy. It compares Suzanne's backpack and Pedro's backpack. The word than follows the comparative form, heavier. For superlative degree, can be used if you comparing three or more people, place, or things. The word the, the, typically comes before the superlative format. For example, the heaviest backpack. The heaviest backpack belongs to Luke because he never cleans it out. In this sentence, heaviest is the superlative form of heavy. It compares the backpack of all the students, and the here is following the superlative form. So whenever you see the before this adjective, you can easily say this one is superlative degree. Now, the rules of form comparative to superlative degree of adjective. You can easily make it comparative form in the following ways, or I'm going to show you a chart so that you can easily remember the rules to make comparative and superlative degrees. This is a handy chart. You can easily remember the rules. For one syllable, look at this left hand side. There is rules for one syllable of adjectives, two syllable adjectives which ends with y, adjectives with two or more syllables, and at the end irregular adjectives. And the right side you can see the all forms: positive, comparative, and superlative. Let's begin with the first row. One syllable adjectives like small, cool, big. These are all positive one. And if you make it comparative, you have to add plus er at the end. For example, small becomes smaller, cool, cooler, and big, bigger. And to make it superlative, you have to add plus est at the end. Like small becomes smallest, cool, coolest, big, biggest. For two-syllable adjectives which ends with y, for example, lazy, pretty, you have to make it comparative by changing y into I and adding er at the end. So lazy becomes lazier, pretty, prettier. Same goes with superlative. If we have to place y to I and then add est like before. So lazy, laziest, pretty, prettiest. Then for adjective with two or more syllables, like intelligent, charming, you have to add more or less for comparative. More intelligent, less intelligent, more charming, less charming. For superlative, you have to add most or least. Most intelligent, most charming, least intelligent, least charming. And at the end, for irregular adjectives, like good and bad, there's no actual rule for this. You have to memorize this, alright? Like, good becomes better, and in superlatives, best. Bad, worse, and worst. Right? So this way, it's going to be helpful chart for you to remember these rules. Thanks all for watching this. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you.